Hello, children. Children, you have heard many stories of Akbar and Birbal, and I know you all love listening to them. Today, I, Kahaniwali Nani, am going to tell you a story of Akbar and Birbal and how Birbal, with his presence of mind, teaches a lesson to a greedy barber. The story is Birbal and his trip to heaven. Listen, children. Children, 9 courtiers of Muslim ruler Akbar were called 9 jewels, and one of them was Birbal. Birbal was wise and witty. He was so intelligent that it was very difficult to fool him. And because of these qualities, Birbal was a favorite of King Akbar. King Akbar would often reward him from time to time. Seeing this, the other ministers, especially one of them called Mullah, was jealous of Birbal. Mullah would often think, every time this Birbal gets a reward from the king. Badshah Akbar always praises him and is very fond of him. Only if I could get Birbal out of the court, or maybe out of this world, I can become the favorite of Badshah Akbar. He would be always plotting against Birbal. And one day he had an idea. Know what he did? He met the royal barber, the king's barber, and said, "See, I have a bag full of gold coins. These gold coins could be yours only if you do as I say." Now, this barber was a greedy man. He looked at the bag and said, "Really? Yes, yes, tell me soon what you wish me to do. I will do anything and everything you tell, but only I must have that bag with me." Mullah smiled cunningly and told him his plan. "Yes, if you succeed, then this bag is certainly yours." Now, the next day, according to the plan, the barber came to the palace. Why? To shave King Akbar. As he was shaving, he stopped and said, "Your Majesty, you are great and so wise, and so were your ancestors, especially your father. You take good care of your subjects and kingdom, but what about your ancestors?" The king was surprised. "My ancestors? Are you mad? They have all gone to heaven, and how can I reach them? Yes, I pray to them every day and ask for their blessings." The barber said, "I think you should also care for the well-being of your ancestors." The king said, "How can I do this? If you know, tell me." The barber replied, "Your Majesty, you should send someone from here to heaven, and when he comes back, he can get the news of your ancestors in heaven." King Akbar scratched his head and said, "Oh, foe! Only who is dead can go there, and how can the dead come back? Are you out of your mind today?" The barber said, "Your Majesty, I know a tantric who has sent many people to heaven. He performs the rituals, says some mantras, and then he sends them to heaven." "And do they come back?" "Yes, some come back, but many don't, because they are not ready to live the luxuries of heaven. I think we should send someone very wise, trustworthy, and who can easily understand the tantric's instructions and mantras." Now Akbar began thinking, who is wise, intelligent, and trustworthy? Just then the barber said, "Oh, of course, Birbal, sir, Birbal. He is wise, intelligent, and trustworthy." Now Akbar said, "Okay, fine. Bring the tantric tomorrow along with you to the court." Whole night Akbar was restless. He wanted to get the news about his ancestors. And the next day the barber came to the court along with a person who had a long beard, and Akbar asked him, So you are the tantric. Is it true that you send people to heaven? Can you send someone to get the news of my ancestors? How they are there? Whether they need anything from here? The tantric nodded his head and said, "Yes, it is true, your majesty. But only a clever, trustworthy person can be sent." And then Akbar called Birbal and said, "Birbal, you are wise and trustworthy. Are you ready to go to heaven to know about the well being of my ancestors?" Hearing this, Birbal thought, "One can go to heaven only after his death. Surely someone is plotting against me for my death." But he said to the king, "Your majesty, your wish, your command is my pleasure. I will surely go on a trip to heaven. By the way, who gave you this brilliant idea?" Akbar said, "Of course, it was a royal barber, and he has bought this tantric who will lead you to heaven through his mantras. He will perform a ritual." Again, Birbal said, "Your majesty, heaven is very, very far from here, and the journey will be too long. It may take months to return, isn't it? Now, as I will be away for a long time, I have to make necessary arrangements for my family as well as the trip. I need at least a fortnight's time for it and also some money." Now, Akbar gave a bag of money to Birbal and said, "Okay, fine." Just then, Birbal asked, "But how will and where will this ritual be held?" Now, Akbar said, "In the funeral grounds. There will be a fire lit, and the tantric will chant some mantras. These mantras will protect you from the fire and lead you to heaven near my ancestors." Birbal said, "Fine." And he went home. He thought, and then he called for his friend, the home minister, and told him his plan and to help him. The home minister agreed, "Yes, yes, Birbal." And he got a few trustworthy men. Why? To build a tunnel from the funeral grounds where the fire will be lit to Birbal's house. Now, after a fortnight, everybody was there at the funeral ground. Who? Akbar, his courtiers, Birbal, and there were all the people of the kingdom. They wanted to see the ritual. They were very anxious about it. Birbal sat down and a stack of wood was placed over him. The tantric was also there. The Baba was also there. And the tantric, he started reciting some mantras, some false mantras. Children, even before the fire was lit from above, Birbal escaped from the bottom, and he hid from the bottom and went to the secret tunnel and went to his house, and he hid there for several months. The fire was lit, and the tantric was chanting some mantras, and as the smoke rose, he said, "See, I can see people heading towards heaven." Now, Mullah gave the barber a bag of coins. Mullah was very happy. At last, Birbal is gone. Now, as, as months passed, Akbar was missing Birbal, he said. "Oh, it's nearly half a year, and Birbal has not come back. I'm eager to know about my ancestors, and I miss Birbal also." Mullah said, "Your Majesty, actually, Birbal might be engrossed, enjoying the luxuries of life in heaven. Why would he come back?" Just then, a man with a shabby hair and a long beard entered the court. He bowed down before Akbar, and Akbar asked, "Who are you? What brings you here? Have you got any problem?" The man laughed and said, Your Majesty, I am none other than Birbal, your Birbal. Actually, no one in the court recognized Birbal. Birbal said, I've come back, Your Majesty, I've come back. Akbar was very happy and to see Birbal, and he was anxious to know about his ancestors and said, Oh, Birbal, good that you are back. I missed you a lot. Took a long time, by the way. How are my father, my grandfather, my great great grandfathers? Tell me soon. Birbal laughed and said, Your Majesty, I also missed you a lot. Yes, your ancestors all are fine. They have all the comforts in life, and they have sent blessings to the entire royal family and also especially to you. Yes, they have all the comforts of life except one. They are proud of you and they have. Yes. And Akbar asked, What? They miss one comfort? Which one? And Akbar said, they have no barber in heaven and they have requested you to send a barber for them. Akbar exclaimed, No barber in heaven? Oh, that's why your hair is so shabby and beard so long. At once Akbar sent for the tantric and the royal barber. He said to the barber, See, Birbal is back from heaven and that my ancestors have requested for a barber. See, you have served me for years. I trust you and you are clever also. You helped me in getting news about my ancestors. How clever. Now I'll send you to my ancestors. It's time for it's now time for you to serve them. Hearing this, the barber trembled in fear. He looked at Birbal, who was smiling and nodding his head. The barber knew he was caught in his trap. He at once fell down on Akbar's feet and said, Your Majesty, please forgive me. Actually, it was a plot of Mullah to get rid of people. Please forgive me. This tantric is not a real tantric and his mantras are all false. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. No one can go to heaven while he is alive. And he confessed. He told everything to Akbar. Hearing this, Akbar got very angry and he called Mullah, the tantric, and barber. Now you all will be punished for this. And he gave life sentence to them. And he rewarded Birbal for his cleverness and handling the situation wisely and said, Wow, Birbal, you are the cleverest and wisest. No one can beat you. Akbar embraced Birbal. So, children, so you also do not be greedy like the barber and wicked and jealous like Mullah. If someone is better than you, then work hard and be better than him instead of pulling him back. And children, how did you like this story? Did you enjoy listening it? And children, you can hear more such interesting stories on my YouTube channel. Subscribe and do press the bell icon so that you never miss a new story from me. If you like the story, press the like button and send your comments too. You can also share the story with your friend by clicking on the share icon. And we'll meet you again next week with a new story. Till then, goodbye. Take care.